Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? We back again with another In the Car Chronicles. Y'all already know the count, man. Turn this video up, man, like the rest of these videos, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. But we're gonna call this story right here. He thought he was washed up. Crazy story, man. I remember being in Sussex 2, man, 3D pod, man. Kind of like the beginning stages of us being there around it. We wasn't in there too long. I'll say probably 3-4 months in 3D. Everybody that's trying to get, used to being in a building where we're the only population pod. Me, I was enjoying being the only population pod of there, man. It was like they had nobody else to worry about but us. So I already knew it was going to be an advantage if you was somebody like me that like to deal with the la-la game. Like somebody that deal with the la-la, like we always checking the trap and watching and making sure this is right. Like I already knew, like everybody was complaining about when we had to move to 3D, but I already knew like going over, leaving 4 building was going to be way better. I just knew it, man. And it turned out that's how it was. So while we was over there, man, it was kind of like, in the beginning, like the first month or so, man, they gave us like a lot of like passes as far as like, you can move in the cell, whoever you want to move in. Like they came in and they done that, you know what I mean? And once they done that, that went smooth. And then probably about after the next month, dudes, they got to fighting. It was 2 roommates that got to fighting. And after that happened, they was like, they ain't doing no moves right now. So like, you just got to deal with who you got in your cell. Now they would do moves. It depends if it was like an urgency type of thing. Like they would do moves like that. Then around this time right here, everybody kind of just chilling, staying out the way, minding their own business, man. But we already know we in a sweet building. That's what's going on. So while we was in there, man, like I say, they'll bring people in there. You will see people either come from the hole or you will see new intakes come there. Now it depends. Sometimes new intakes don't mean it's going to be somebody that just coming from the street or coming from receiving. New intake means that it could be somebody getting transferred from a whole nother compound. So that's what Sussex 2 was. Sussex 2 is that spot that if your level was dropping from the high levels, like if you was in the mountains or somewhere like that, your next stop would be Sussex 2. You wouldn't be able to jump from the mountains to like Lawrenceville, Greensville, and stuff like that, or to the lower level 2 dorms, because they make you go through the levels, you know what I mean? Like, so you got to start from 4 and then work your way down. So like, you would have a lot of people that would be coming from other spots all the time. Like, it'll be just like we was a hub of just all type of different sorts of people always getting transferred to Sussex. So I can remember they moved these 2 dudes in our block, and I didn't even know we had 2 rooms open in our pod. But one of the dudes who ended up getting a roommate, man, we're gonna call him Brian. Now, Brian was a cool dude. You know what I mean? I had rocked with Brian. Brian wasn't even from Norfolk or nothing, but he still was a cool dude, man. Like, he had respect from his city. A lot of people rocked with him. You know what I mean? He was kind of like, he was somebody that was known for rumbling on the compound. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody got somebody from their city that throw hands good. Like, that's just how it is when you locked up. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, of course dudes playing with those joints, but like, it's always somebody that's good with the hands. Like if you locked up, you better be good with your hands, or you better know how to use your hands, like one or the other, because if you don't, you can be in the way in there. You know what I mean? Now, Brian was one of those dudes that had the hands. Brian used to play basketball. He worked out. He did a lot of different things. He gambled. He did a lot of stuff that kind of required having good hands, like, because he kind of stayed and stuff. But a lot of the stuff wouldn't be his fault, because Brian kind of was he was intimidating without trying to be really somebody that's poking his chest off. That makes sense now. Brian was kind of like, I'll say Brian was probably like 6'1". He was probably like 6 feet. No, he won't even 6 feet. He probably like 6 feet. Brown skin dude. Kind of chubby, but used to work out kind of body looking type of dude. So he won't little at all. You know what I mean? But he had a little size. He ain't look like he looked goofy in the body or nothing. So like everywhere he would go play stuff at like poker or basketball court, like if he get into it with somebody, he's going to want to fight. So like, I knew him for that, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I knew bro for. Like, he was fighting, but we was in 4 building, then they moved us to 3D. He still was on the same type of time. He gonna want to fail when he gonna fight whoever, and that's just what it is. Like, we already know he wasn't scared of nobody, you know what I mean? He wasn't scared of dudes from Richmond. He wasn't scared of dudes from Norfolk, Portsmouth. He wasn't scared of nothing. He rarely rocked with the dudes from his city. You know what I mean? He just was like he was older than me, you know what I mean? But he still was like, he was a dude that, like, if he didn't know you, or even attempted to, y'all had conversations like you would think he'll be on some like a-hole stuff. Like you wouldn't really want to have a conversation with him. You know what I mean? Like you might be standing in front of TV with Brian. Y'all will be right there watching TV. You might be like, hey man, look, you think the 49ers gonna win? He might be like, man, forget the 49ers, man. I'm a Dallas fan, man. Care about no 49ers, man. Wrong with you asking me that, man? You asking me about 49ers, man. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't, I know that sounds like a lot. That sounds like a lot right there. I know it do, but like, that was him. That was him, man. Like, you got to be careful what you asking him or what you talking to him about, because it can come off aggressive. Like, everybody already knew that, man. I knew that. You know what I mean? But a lot of people didn't know that, y'all. So, boom. So, a little time going, he ended up getting a roommate, so his cell was open. So, they brought the 2 intake dudes in. You know what I mean? I didn't know cell 14 was open, and I didn't know cell 36 was open. So, Brian slept in 36. Now, Brian was in the junk for a minute, you know what I mean? Brian been in that cell ever since we got moved to 3D, you know what I mean? So he's been in that cell. So when he get there, I didn't know his roommate. I never looked at his cell, you know what I mean? Like, I never even thought about it, but I didn't know that his roommate was on the bottom bunk, you know what I mean, the whole time. So I just never really thought about it. So now he's on the bottom bunk when he dolo, you know that. But when he get a new roommate, the new roommate come in. You know what I mean? So when he get the new roommate to come in, it's one of the dude, little slim, little younger dude. He went to cell 14. Now I seen an older head dude. This dude looked like, the best way to describe this dude, man. This dude was kind of like, I'm gonna say, he kind of looked like a washed up Mike Tyson. Like, that's what he looked like. Y'all think I'm joking. My word, he had looked like a washed up Mike Tyson, man. We gonna call this dude Burt. Burt had looked like a washed up Mike Tyson. That's what he had looked like, because he had looked like somebody that used to work out heavy paws on the legs. You know what I mean? He had looked like he was probably about my height, a little shorter. You know what I mean? He looked like he had the physique probably about 10 years ago in the upper body. You know what I mean? But he had one of those heads that looked like Mike, and his hair kind of looked like Mike. He had like the little all even fade, you know what I mean? Like kind of look. So like he had gave you Mike Tyson vibes. Like, you know, I'm always joking, but like that's why I had got from him. I had got like a bootleg Mike Tyson. So he coming up the steps. So I see him coming up the steps. I know he going in the cell with the dude Brian. You know what I mean? So as soon as he go in the joint, they open up 36. You know what I mean? He go in the cell. Brian step out. Brian standing by the door. You know what I mean? But I could tell, I'm looking at Brian's face. Brian looking like, he looking around like, he standing on the bars. You know what I mean? He got that look like, man, hurry up, man, get your stuff together, man. You know what I mean? Like I say, if you didn't know him, you would think he'll be on some a-hole stuff at all times. You know what I mean? But you had to get to know this guy. Like, he was a gentle maniac, but still, though, he was a maniac, though. You know what I mean? So, like, you handle him how you handle him. Like, I just been around him for a while, pause, and I know how to handle him. You know what I mean? So, like, it was a difference for me and a lot of dudes that been in the pod. So, he's standing on the tail looking like he all aggravated. You know what I mean? So, the dude going there getting his stuff right. You know what I mean? So, after the dude get his stuff right, you see the CO come up there. The CO never left when the dude came up there. So the CO went to 14 first. Then the CO came up the steps to go to cell 36. So when the CO go upstairs to go to cell 36, he walked in and looked in the joint. He didn't even see that Bryant was standing like on the tier. You know what I mean? So when he stuck his head in the joint, that's when Bryant turned around. And then he was like, you see Bryant going there, he talking to the CO. And then you hear the CO. You hear the CO, like, you know what I mean? CO talking, you hear the CO saying something. Then you hear Bryant like, nah. No, man, y'all ain't gonna come in here and do that, man. Y'all can't do that, man. I got the bottom bunk. I got the bottom bunk, man. What you mean? My roommate left, I moved on the bottom bunk. Moved on the bottom bunk. The CO like, man, look, come on, man. Listen, first of all, calm down. You finished? He like, no, man, that's my, he just blacking out. Oh, man, that's my bottom bunk, man. No, I ain't moving from the bottom bunk, man. How y'all just gonna move me from the bottom bunk? If my roommate got transferred, I moved on this bottom bunk. What you mean? I've been in this cell over 6 months. I'm like, we ain't been in here 6 months. He welling like, man, I've been in this cell. I've been in here. I'm like, he blacking out. So he's snapping out. The CO just standing there like, you finished, man? He like, he get the breathing hard. He like, CO like, look, first of all, man, listen, this guy has a bottom bunk pass, man. He has a bottom bunk pass, man. He has back issues, man. It's right here in black and white. So the dude look like fake Mike Tyson. The dude we're gonna call Burt. He just standing there. He like, he got the dumb look. He like, but he see it though. You know what I mean? He just looking. So dude still snapping. Man, he's still snapping, man. So the CO like, it's in black and white. If I gotta go get the lieutenant, you going to jail. Which one would you want? Which one would you want? He was like, man, go ahead, man. Dude, like, dude, the new dude, the dude Burt, he was like, he had a smooth voice. He was like, look, man, look. Look, he can have the bottom bunk. Yeah, look, you got it. You got the bottom bunk. You got it, man. You got it. You got it. You look, he all right. CO was like, no, CO like, no, look, you got it. You got it, man. He got it. He just like got that. He just got that. Like, you know what I mean? He won't even trying to, I guess, go through the BS or whatever it's gonna be. He gotta sleep in this room with this psycho. So I guess old head was like, yo, man, look, man, he can have it. And that's what he was saying. So the CO like, all right, yeah, all right. So all right. You consider that you all right? You like, all right, yeah, you, that's cool. That's cool. CO slide. You know what I mean? CO dip. As soon as the CO dip, this is my word, the dude going to cell. Brian going to cell right behind him. The lady closed the door. The door's closed. Boom. You hear they door closed. As soon as they door closed, all you can hear is Brian was like, man, don't you ever try to make a scene like that in front of the police. What's wrong with you? What's the matter with you? You trying to make a scene? What's your problem? Don't be trying to make no scene. You know the rules. Where you just coming from? Where you just coming from? Oh, yeah, it was like, man, I just came from Wallace Ridge, man. He was like, you just coming from Wallace Ridge and you trying to tell me your bottom bunk pass matters to somebody that's already on the bottom bunk. You gonna act like that in front of the police? I'm like, this dude a maniac. Oh, yeah, like, man, look, I say you got the bed. You got it, man. You got it. Oh, yeah, won't trying to get loud with him, man. Everybody looking like, man, Brian wildin', man. That junk crazy, man. You know what I mean? What's wrong with Brian? So they get their stuff together, I guess. They open the doors back up for child, you know what I mean? Old head emerged. Old head don't look like that junk bothered him so much. Like he didn't look like that was like, you know, that was a lot right there. Like, do you have dudes that come from other spots and like you might have to go through stuff like this? This is a part of penitentiary right here, man. Like the stuff you have to go through. Dudes that try to bite your head off over a bottom bunk. I have done it before. Pause. Like, you know what I mean? Like I have tried to get, you know what I mean, crazy over these bottom bunks because it's like, it's an unwritten rule, man, that like you supposed to be on the bottom bunk somehow, man. Don't get me to lie. It's a caveman type of rule. However you want to think about it, man. Dudes be psychos over it, man. I'm letting you know. And Brian was acting like that firsthand. And he was acting like that firsthand like a psycho, man. So old head come out looking like none of that, what they went through, him screaming, him acting like that when the police left, when the police was there. He acted like none of that didn't affect him. So he came down the steps. And I ain't see nobody really holler at him. He had looked like a new dude. You know what I mean? He was all short. Like you couldn't really, you know, back then we wearing major baggy clothes. So his scrubs baggy. You know what I mean? So you can't really see how, you know what I mean? Old head look at nothing, pause like in his physique or whatever. You know what I mean? But he just standing down there dolo. He ain't saying nothing. Like he just, you know what I mean? Like he just looking like probably like, man, for real. Like I made it off the mountains, man. Like nothing could be worse than being on those mountains. Like, yeah, I'm here and my celly is a loudmouth maniac, man, but I have made it off the mountains, y'all. So boom. So old head was feeling blessed probably. That's what I was thinking, man. So we go to child. You know what I mean? Well, nothing going on with the child. We come back from child. When we come back from child, old head out in the pod. You know what I mean? Old head out in the pod. So I guess, you know, from getting transferred to just getting there, Unc don't got his property or none of that yet. So, you know, like you got to eat the dumb trays and do all of that. So after a while, you're going to have to do number two. They're going to have to use the bathroom. It's just something that's just going to have to happen. Like you can't duck it. You know what I mean? Like using the bathroom is, you know what I mean? Like, especially after you get transferred and all of that. You know what I mean? So like, I'm guess the old head had to use the bathroom, man. So the dude Bert, he's standing around. He keep looking around. You can tell he like something like on his mind that he want to do something in the pod. Like I told you, he ain't talking to nobody. He just looking around. He just looking around. He like, you see, dude. He like, hey, will she open the door up if I have to use the bathroom? Dude was like, oh, you gotta use the bathroom? Yeah, she let people in to use the bathroom. He was like, he ran up the steps. He was like, yeah, look like Mike Tyson training. He was like, he get up the steps. He gets to the door. He was like, oh, man. Grabbed his tummy. He was like, you see Brian come to the door. Brian was like, he had a shirt off. Brian was like, he put his arm on the door. He was just looking out the door. Dude was like, he started trying to get the CO attention. Like, I guess he was like, forget it, man. He got to go. He was like, CO was like, ding. CO opened the door. CO opened the door. He walked to the threshold of the door. Brian ain't budged from the threshold of the door. He was like, he almost bumped into him. He was like, you see him explaining something like, grabbing his stomach. Brian was like he heard him out and just sat there and thought about it for like a minute. He was like, and you see Brian leave. He walked to the back of his cell and you see him come put putting the scrub shirt on. He had his flip-flops on. He come out, stand right in front of the door. Lady close the door. Ying, push. See the dude, he's struggling. He just got on the out spot. He don't know how to really put the cut up. Struggling with it. Jump fail. Push. Pick it back up. No, his stomach bubbling game. He like, he get it right. Cut look all crooked. Brian standing in front of 36 like this. I like the audacity of this maniac, y'all. So boom. Let the man use the bathroom, man. Like for real, like Brian was cool, but like I say, if you don't know him, you will really think he an a-hole, man, because just look what he doing. Like, he really mad at this dude because this dude just moved in his cell. The dude got a bottom bunk pass. He probably ain't make no headache of it. The police seen it. You know what I mean? The police spoke up on it. Now he hate the dude guts. He don't even want the man to go in the bathroom and do number 2. You know what I mean? The man using the bathroom, Brian act like he ain't even want to leave the cell. He's standing in front of the cell looking like a psychopath. So he's standing in front of the junk. Dude using the bathroom. Dude finally finished using the bathroom. He looked back. You see the cut go down. Cut come down. Brian said, hey, open my door. Lady open up. Push. Lady open the door. You see dude. Dude come out. Dude, like, he come walking out looking like a little baby Tyson. He was like, as soon as he came out the cell, Brian walked in. Brian was like, man, come on, man. Shh. Man, you got the room smelling like ass, man. Dude was like, dude just had the crazy face like, what? He was like, man, you got the room smelling like ass. 36, when the door is open, you can be downstairs and just look up and see what's going on in their cell. These dudes, we all knew dude had to use the bathroom. Everybody's looking at this scene. This man, you got the room smelling like ass, man. Wrong with you, man? He came out, he was like, he went down to cell 38. He was like, hey, dude was like, I'm down here. He was like, let me get an instant, man. Dude was like, tell my roommate get it to you. Guess his roommate slid him an instant. He went back in the cell. Lady was about to close the door. He was like, hold on. She come on the booth. He like, oh, hold on, close my door. It's stinking here. He light the incense up. He put it by the door. You see the smoke coming. It's so smoky. I'm like, this dude a maniac. Old head come down the steps like, crazy, man. He post up. You know what I mean? Like, he don't want no smoke, man. But like I say, he just came from the mountains. He don't know what, you know what I mean? Like, he ain't really trying to push nothing. And that's how it be. When those dudes be coming from the mountains, like, they be like, man, the last thing I want is to come here and go back to the mountains. Because that's where you going to go if you do something crazy on Sussex too. You going back up to the mountains. So I know the old head looking like, man, like, I might just have to get out the cell with him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just too much. Like, it's just too much with him. You know what I mean? Like, it's just always a situation. There's always something that's going on. You know what I mean? So, old head go through that shit. Old head finally get his property. He come back with his property. He go upstairs with it. He set up. You know what I mean? Old head put his TV on the joint. He got his TV on the box. You know what I mean? So now, you know, when dudes get their stuff, you know, like, I guess he gonna take a shower. He got his joint right before count. So I guess when count clear, he gonna take a shower. So as soon as count cleared, as soon as the doors pop, I hear the nigga Brian like, man, you gotta put some headphones on, man. Somebody let him borrow some headphones, man. We both can't hear our TV out loud. We both can't hear our TV out. Man, somebody get this man some headphones, man. And dude like, man. So dude going to the shower. Baby Mike Tyson going to the shower. You know what I mean? Baby Mike Tyson go to the shower, man. I promise you, man. Baby Mike Tyson get out that shower. He got his property now. He come out fully dressed. He come out fully dressed like he did everything. This man looked like he was brushing his teeth in the shower. He did everything in the shower. Word. So that's how you knew he was a vet that been down a minute. My word, man, he come out the shower with his sweatsuit on. The sweatsuit, he was one of the first dudes I seen with like a tight sweatsuit. Pause, like it won't baggy, but it fit him. But like when he had it on, I promise you, he had look like the old Mike Tyson. He look like Mike Tyson with Mike Tyson training. You know what I mean? That man had that sweatsuit on. That joint that fit him, man. You can just see, like, you can tell he was an ex-pit bull in the body. That's what it looked like, man. He looked like a baby pit bull. He get out the shower, everybody like, man, that's bro roommate, man. I mean, got the little stocking cap now. He got the little white stocking cap, the official joint. You know what I mean? Not the do-rag, just the old school pullover jump. Got the stocking cap on, white jump. You know what I mean? He got his swagger back in the joint. So old head just, you know what I mean, mind his business. But I already know he can't, you know what I mean? He ain't trying to keep going through this shit with bro. So goddamn, he go back upstairs. First thing this nigga Brian say, goddamn, this word in front of the whole, I don't even know why he did this. I don't even know why this man blurred this shit out, man. As soon as this man come up the steps, oh, hey, he done got his property. He feeling good, man. Like, damn, let the man live, man. This man don't never even want the man to live. Soon as this man came up the steps to go to his cell, man, he walked to the junk nigga. Brian say, man, nigga, you think you all that now, nigga, cause you got your property, nigga?
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.